Hi, this is Champlet 2 on the PlayStation Network. This is one of a series of videos on my channel to provide some tips and tricks for stealing the cars in the import-export business in GTA Online. When you go to the computer in your executive office and click on Vehicle Cargo and request a vehicle from SecuroServe, you'll be required to complete different tasks to retrieve the car. There are specific videos on my channel for each of these retrieval tasks. When you leave your office, your assistant will call you with details.
Okay, the morality on this one's a little less murky. The car owners bet the pink slip that no one can beat his point-to-point time. Beat it, collect the car, and bring it in.
Well, I usually leave my helicopter up here on the roof, and seems like I forgot to do that this time, so I went and checked for a parachute, and off I go. This point-to-point race is pretty straightforward. There are a few start points on the map. You just go to the start point, and you need a race-worthy vehicle once you get into that start point. Usually they'll leave some cars nearby for you that I guess in a pinch might be race-worthy, but some of these races are pretty tough. They're long, and you want a good fast car or motorcycle. I've tried many cars, and I'm a pretty decent driver, but it's difficult in the cars because if somebody knocks you off the road or runs into you, that can really slow you down quite a bit. So I've been doing it in the motorcycle. I particularly love the Shitaro because it's just crazy fast. So I highly recommend that. If you have one, try it. Oops, misdialed.
Hello, you're through to Mary. Don't hesitate to call back.
That's better.
You calling for some wheels? I'm Johnny on the spot. I'll hook you up. I'll bring it by.
There's an elegy that you could use for the race. Basically whatever car you're comfortable in or motorcycle. Faster the better. Again, it's pretty straightforward. Follow the route, try not to wreck, go as quickly as you can, and you should beat his time. You'll get a text from the guy that you're supposedly trying to beat his point-to-point race time. It's a little distracting when you're trying to drive as fast as you possibly can for that text to pop up. After you've done it a couple of times, you'll just sort of ignore that text. In the point-to-point race, you'll see a target time at the bottom right and your time so far to let you know how you're doing. And when you get to the end, if you've beaten the target time, you'll see a bunch of people. They're all excited and happy. They're jumping up and down because you won the race, except for one guy who's not so happy. He's standing right next to the car that you've come to get, and he's got a baseball bat. Well, so much for racing for pink slips, because he's not too friendly about it. My friends and I have tried several different methods of just shooting him or beating him up or trying to run around him to get the car, and it hasn't seemed to matter how, it doesn't matter how we handle this guy, we end up with resistance on the way back. So if anybody's found a solution to that, by all means, please mention it in the comments. I'd love to hear what you have to say if you've got a good suggestion. But we've never found a way yet to avoid getting resistance on the way back on this one. Now, one thing I've found is you drive a little bit before the resistance shows up, and the resistance comes in the form of enemies in a car that want to take you out. It says there that they're friends of the guy that you stole the car from. Well, you didn't steal it. You won it. But anyway, I found that if you go a little bit off-road, it throws them off. So if you can do that, particularly shortly after you leave with the car, it's a good way to get a little distance between you and these guys who are trying to shoot at you. However, this is a top-range car, so it won't just be those two guys. Even if you outrun the first two, there will be more on your way back to your vehicle cargo warehouse. Also, bearing in mind, if you have strangers in your session, they want your car too. So they're going to try to shoot you and steal your car, or run you off the road and steal your car, so they can turn it into the police for a reward, or if they don't already have that car and that license plate, they can keep it for themselves and sell it later for a profit. And here are two more enemies. Initially, when I first left, there were two cars chasing me. Now here's two more. This is a top-range car. So I think this actually totals technically 8 enemies, because there's 2 guys in each one of those cars, a driver and a shooter. I believe on the mid-range cars you might only see 2 enemy cars coming after you. On the standard you may only see 1. It might be 2. Honestly, I haven't done it enough times to know for sure. Generally it seems like when I get this point-to-point race, I wind up with high-end cars more often than not, so I don't remember. Sorry about that. But it shouldn't be very many. You can see here with this top-range car, we only got 4 cars coming after us. That's not too bad. And also with the top-range car, usually they're pretty fast ones. Not always. I mean, let's face it, the Roosevelt's not very fast. But this one is, from what I understand, one of the faster cars in the game. So you don't really have to put up a fight with the cars that are coming after you. You don't even really have to throw sticky bombs or do anything. Just drive really fast. You'll outrun them. They may do some damage, but as you can see, $2,600 damage on a car that will ultimately earn me $80,000. Not bad. And again, if anybody has any suggestions on how to avoid resistance at all on the way back, please do leave a comment. I'll be more than happy to try out your suggestion and add it to this video. So, looking forward to hearing from you. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Be sure to check out the other tips and tricks videos for imports and exports on my channel. A like for the video and a subscription to my channel are greatly appreciated. Thanks a bunch.
We're adding that car to your database. You want to add to the collection, log back onto SecuroServe at the office.